Hi everybody, thanks for clicking on this video and welcome to the beginning of my savings, budgeting, and YouTube journey. I am here to represent the hardworking, low-income single parents. On this channel, I experiment with different budgeting styles, savings goals, and I share the strategies I learn as I go. So if that sounds interesting at all to you, please go ahead and click the like button and subscribe to follow my journey. Okay, everybody, so today is Sunday. As you all know, I get paid on Wednesdays bi-weekly. Today is the weekend right before payday, so today I was able to go into my employer's website and find out how much my paycheck will be on Wednesday. So before I get into that, I just wanted to do a recap of my midweek check-in, which I did last Wednesday. Let me just pull that out. Actually, it'd probably be the easiest to just show you. So this is where my numbers were during that midweek check-in. I will link the video here in the corner. So what I figured out at that time was that I was low on my buffer. So I had accidentally or irresponsibly, I can see it either way, spent some of my buffer. So which is not on purpose. The buffer is something that I like to keep in my bank accounts. So I have one in my main account, which I use for everyday expenses. And then I have my bill account, which I use for bills. Since I've been cash stuffing, I really leave my everyday checking account alone and just keep the buffer in there. And everything goes into my bill account just to pay bills. Cash comes out for everyday expenses. So variable expenses like gas, things for the house, miscellaneous things, etc. That is helping a lot to keep my buffer in my main account. But my bill account, sometimes if I just spent more than I should have, which I did this past week, that comes out of the buffer, unfortunately. So that's never the goal, but if it happens, it's there just so that I don't overdraft, or if a bill comes out that I didn't expect. Basically, it's just a cushion. As I explained in my midweek check-in, I did go over and use some of my buffer. And at that time, I thought I had used $55.11 for my buffer. What I found out when I went back into my bank accounts to do my starting balances for the upcoming weeks, just to write those down, I found out that I transferred money from my savings account to my checking account in error twice. So when I attempted to move the money back by mistake, I don't know if it was a bank error or my own error. I thought it didn't go through the first two times, so I did it again. So money from my bill account went back to my savings to try to replace that 3 times by mistake. So I hope that makes sense. But anyway, I took the money back from savings into billing account where it should have been anyway. It should never have been taken from my bill account. So I put that back. So there was $38.07 there that I replaced. That should never have gone to my savings. So that was my error, but I did fix it. So now the balance after half of the mortgage comes out and the Discover payment comes out, there will be a balance of $57.96. So instead of missing $55.11 from my buffer, we're actually only missing $17.04. So I can replace that $17.04 easily. What I'm going to do is just probably replace it in $10 to $15 increments. I'm probably not going to do it all at once because it's not a necessity, and I have other necessities that need to come out this week. So I'll probably put $10 to $15 back into it this pay period. So we'll see. Moving on, I was able to find out how much my paycheck will be, so I will get started on that. And I'm going to try to write this in pen so you guys can see it a little bit more clearly. That's the goal. We will see how that works out because you guys know, and I don't have any more whiteout, so this will be fun to do. I will try to be careful, as careful as possible. So today I am going to go over, if I have time, I'm going to go over the breakdown for my pre-payday prep for this upcoming paycheck. And then I also want to do a breakdown or budget for my YouTube paycheck, since I know how much that will be. It has not hit the bank account yet, but I do know how much it will be, so I'll go ahead and budget for that as well. I don't plan on spending any of my cash rollover. I do have $26 left in cash right now. That's how much I had at my midweek check-in. I don't plan on spending it, but that's why I just put possible rollover, because it could always get spent. If I do keep it, $24 will go to our family fund sinking account, and the $2 from the dining envelope will go to our plant savings challenge, which is also what I'll be using for pet emergency or vet, whatever you want to call it. And then the bill rollover, of course, and the bill bank account will stay there at $57.91, because we still need to replace $17 and Why does that say 1709? Did I do that wrong? I thought it was 1704. Let's check. It is. So it's 5796. So that should be, let's replace it. Balance is 5796. So this is, see, I already messed up. 1704. That's okay. Just change anyway. All right, so let's get started. So I found out that I like to start here in the middle so that I can branch off. I found out that my paycheck will be $14.11, which is more than I thought it would be. I thought it would be $1,300, but when I looked back at my paycheck, so I started to track my overtime just so I can try to estimate my paychecks a little bit better. And I thought I did more overtime than they gave me. So I'm going to have to go back and talk to my HR and my boss to find out what's going on there. So pay attention to how much is in your paychecks. I think I never paid attention before. So who knows how much money I've lost out on. But I'm definitely going to be a lot more careful about tracking how much overtime I'm doing and how much I'm getting paid. Back to this. So $14.11 was how much the paycheck will be. So this will be the income for paycheck B. Right, so $14.11. So the first thing that we always do is take out our, I did do kind of a scrap workout of this, so this won't be as messy as it has been the last couple of weeks. So $14.11, the first thing that we're going to take out will be our $175 for savings. So we all know that these go into my 3 bank accounts. So I have 3 separate savings accounts. $100 goes into my main savings, $50 goes to my daughter's savings, and $25 goes to my car note. So make sure you take a look at that video if you want a further explanation of why $25 goes into my car note. This is again bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks the goal is for this much to go into my savings accounts. So that brings us down to 0. Right, so $14.11, let's see, minus 175, that brings us down to $12.36. Okay, and I actually want to contribute some back to our buffer, so I'm going to do just $10 for now to replace the buffer. So it's about half, so let's take 10 away. That brings us down to $12.26. I want that right off the top because we want to replace that buffer. We'll go into our variable funds, which I know for paycheck B based on our monthly budget. And I had to redo up my monthly budget because for some reason I lost that sheet. I lost a sheet that looks like this for my monthly budget, but that's okay because I just did it off of the handwritten version. So for paycheck B, I know that the bills for this period, I always do my sticky notes at the beginning of the month because I carry this happy planner around with me. So I do a projection for paycheck A and B just so that while, when it gets paid, I can go ahead and check it off. So for paycheck B, let's just get this out the way. The total was going to be $808, and I decided to just put $5 more into groceries since this paycheck was just a little bit more. I would have put even more than that, but I am going to try to spend less in groceries because we have a bunch of food in the freezer right now, so I'm going to try to use what we have up. That's the goal. So I'm going to try to do a low spend when it comes to groceries. So we're going to do $813 is going to go into our variable expenses. Nope, sorry, our fixed expenses. So $813 to our fixed. And I like to branch that out so I know exactly what's coming out. So for our fixed expenses, we are taking out another $430 for the half of the mortgage. So that's the second half. $20 for allowance. Allowance will be paid this time, which is a good thing. $175 for groceries, $118 for car insurance, $55 for internet, and $15 for our Klarna payment. Now what I like to do is I like to pay my bills all on payday, but they don't all come out at the same time, as we all know, because they're different vendors. So I like to check mark when I paid it and when it came out, just so that when I go in to do my midweek check-in, I know what's still pending and I can keep track of it that way. So let's make sure this adds up first. 813, 430, 20, 118, 55. Oh, that didn't work out. 813. Okay, that worked out. All right, and the next thing we want to do, let's calculate what's left. 122.8413. Next thing we want to do is our variable expenses. I've decided to do $250. So we're going to do $250 in variable expenses. Let's see. So personnel is going to get 50. Gas is going to get 50. Home is going to get 40. I've decided that home and groceries, probably starting next month, are going to need to start getting more. And dining and entertainment are going to start getting less than they would usually. So let's make sure this evens out. All right, that works out. So let's see what we have left. We have $163 left. We didn't have anything planned for B Paycheck for savings challenges, but what I am going to do is, I always say that my goal is to always contribute to the Succulent Savings Challenge. That is my priority savings challenge, and we are down to the $40 mark. I'll show you what I mean. So a long time ago, I started adding my savings challenges to my budget. So we are down to the $40. This Succulent Savings Challenge looks like I started it in August, and I don't really have a finished goal, but we're going on vacation in July, so I would like to save this total. It's $702 for vacation. I really want to save up to $1,500, but we're gonna start here. I'm very excited for that because it'll be both of our first time on a plane. I know I am 34 years old and I have never been on a plane. Don't judge me. All right, we're down to $123. But I also want to do, I have a baby shower that I want to go to, so this is going to go to our gift sinking fund. And I've decided that I want to spend $40 on the gift. So in my gift sinking fund, let's see, in my gift sinking fund, I currently have $15. So we're just going to add $25 more to make it $40. So 123 minus 20, well, 123 minus 25 brings us down to $98. This is not the traditional way I would have done it. It's not the order I would have done it in, but you get the gist. So I want to make sure I also contribute to my always fund, and this time instead of $100, because we only plan to spend to put $60 in the always fund this time, but since I had a little bit more, we're gonna do $90. So we're gonna do 90 in the always fund. My goal is usually to do 100, but since my daughter's hair account has quite a bit of money in it, her hair account has $164 balance, and her hair is currently done. I'm not going to contribute to that this time. Instead, her $35 is going to go to our car emergency / car maintenance. And then we're going to put 25 to Christmas, 15 to student loan, and 15 to pet. Let's see. Okay, let's try it again. 90 minus 35 minus 25 minus 15 minus 15. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's our always fund, and then we have $8 left. That $8 can just go right to our plant savings challenge, which again is our vet fund, and that brings us down to 0. What I usually do is I'll put these together. So I'll put savings challenges here, so that when I go to stuff, I know how much is going to savings challenges, how much is going to sinking funds. So we have 48 going to savings challenges. Got 40 going to the succulent challenge, which I'm very happy that I was able to still keep that row going, because I think that would have been the first week. This would have been the first pay period that I missed with this succulent challenge, since I try to always budget it in. Some weeks it's just not possible to budget in the savings challenge, and that'll be the first one to go because it's not technically a priority at the moment. So I'm happy that I was still able to do that there. So the only sinking fund that's gonna get money this time is the $25 for the gift fund, and that's probably all gonna be gone, because that'll all go to that gift for her, but that's okay. I really wish I had whiteout, because this does not look the way I want it to, but that's okay. Let me go ahead and do my colors so you guys can see this a little bit better. And that brings us down to 0 though. That's our 0 base budget. So let's give you, I'll give it to you in our prettier form, but I will go ahead and do my highlights. Okay, and there are a couple reasons why I color code. One is so that when I do my cash breakdown, it makes it easier to put these in the categories, and 2, it makes it easier for you guys to follow along with the categories, and 3, when I do my cash stuffing, it makes it easier to see what's in variable, what's going to savings challenges, and what's going to sinking funds. So let me give you the other breakdown, because you guys like to see it in that form as well. It's just a prettier version of this. I like to do handwritten first to help me see the numbers and where they're going, but I will give you a worksheet version as well. That's the budget. So the only thing that's different really from this is where I put debt and this buffer. That's the only real difference. I think that I am straying away from the budget mom method of closing out. I think it's just not working out for me. So I gotta find a different way just to get to my goal. And my goal again is to just track how much I'm spending, where I'm spending it, and to change my budget to better match what I'm actually spending, and to save more. So save as much as I possibly can. So I have to figure out a plan to get that to happen. I might go back to the worksheets that I made for myself, which were, let me see if I can find them. In here, so which were these. So I was putting in my beginning balances, my due dates. I might go back to my own worksheets to try to better figure out where my money is going. I don't know, I'm really at a loss, and I'm trying my hardest not to give up on these closeouts. So I think that I'm just gonna have to do it the way that works best for me and not try to follow what is working for other people. So wish me luck on figuring that out. I might just go ahead and try to do a trial run off camera and see how that works. While we're here, let's go ahead and do the YouTube paycheck. Here is what we got paid last time. And let's do this while we're at it. This is another worksheet that I made, so we're just gonna do that breakdown here too. I did do kind of, that was last month, I did do kind of a breakdown of what I want, how I want to spend my YouTube income. Let me show you the breakdown that I figured out. I'm gonna do it on a sticky note. All right, so here's the goal for my YouTube revenue. We're, of course, off the top gonna do 30% for taxes. And then I want 20% to go to my electric savings. So once that's done, I have a sinking fund called Goal, so that's where to go. I want 10% to go to my daughter's graduation sinking fund, 10% to go to Mom Fun for me, and the same to go to Mom Beauty. Do 5% to our health sinking fund, 5% to supplies for YouTube, 5% for our YouTube giveaway, and 5% to my daughter's clothes sinking fund. 30 plus 20 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus... Yep, that brings us to 100%. So that's the goal for how I want to spend my funds. So sadly, this YouTube paycheck was down by quite a bit, and actually I'm expecting October to be down too. I don't know what happened, but it is what it is. I do my best. That's all I can do. So we're down by 21% to $188.79. So we're down quite a bit, but that's okay. It's still all profit for me, you know, besides the time and effort that it takes to edit and all that good stuff. So let's see, we're starting with 188. I like to do round numbers. I've already figured this out off camera in a roundabout way. So $56 is going to go to taxes, $38 is going to go to electric, graduation is going to get $18, so is Mom Fun and Mom Beauty. So health, supplies, giveaway, and her clothes are all going to get $10. So they're not exact amounts. I did some rounding for them, but it in general follows the percentage guidelines. There we go. Here is my paycheck breakdown for my bonus income, which is my YouTube income, and maybe something else down the line. Let me take this out because I know the glare gets you sometimes. So this is the breakdown for the bank. I only do this for the YouTube / bonus income. This is again another sheet that I created for myself. I don't usually or plan on adding to any variable funds with this income. I usually just add to sinking funds and taxes, but you know, we'll see. I just keep it on the same kind of format. Thank you so much for every video that you watch, you comment, you like. I really appreciate it. I am so happy to be able to do this and to be able to have any form of income from it. It is definitely a blessing, definitely a blessing, and I'm definitely grateful for it. I do not take it for granted at all, because I know that this is something that I really enjoy doing at the end of the day, and hopefully it's helping other people. It's definitely helping me to kind of like get a handle on my budget and to make sure that I'm paying attention to it every single week, and I'm definitely for sure saving more than I ever have before. So I just wanted to say thank you. I do not do my bank withdrawal form for my everyday paycheck until the funds until the day before payday, just because things could change between today and Tuesday. I'm hoping that they don't, but again, rollover could go away or some bill could pop up that I forgot about. But I just want to say thank you so much. Before we finish out for the day, question of the day. If you won the lottery, let's say you won, let's keep it basic, $1 million. What is the first thing you're going to buy? First thing you're going to buy for yourself, and the first thing that you're going to buy for someone other than you. What would it be? Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Hopefully you got your budget together for the month of October. Hopefully we can do a successful closeout. I'm going to run some numbers and try some things. But thank you so much for spending time with me today. I always appreciate it. I want you to remember that it is about progression and not about perfection. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy saving. Bye.